The legend of the Titan Serpent. Long before the rise of modern civilization, in the deepest, most remote corners of the world, there existed creatures of unimaginable power. These creatures lived in a time where myths and reality intertwined, and the earth was wild and untamed. One such creature was known as the Titan Serpent, a gargantuan snake that roamed the dense jungles and treacherous mountains, feared by all who knew of it. The Titan Serpent was said to be the largest and most terrifying predator to ever exist. Its body was said to stretch over 50 feet long, its scales glistening like polished obsidian in the dim light of the jungle. It moved through the trees and over the forest floor with such speed and grace that it was almost impossible to track. But the most terrifying aspect of the Titan Serpent was its ability to blend into its environment. Its black and green scales camouflaged it perfectly in the shadows, making it nearly invisible. Legends spoke of its eyes, which were said to glow with an eerie yellow light in the dark of night. They were said to mesmerize anyone who stared into them, causing them to fall under its hypnotic gaze. The Titan Serpent had no need for venom to kill. Its immense strength and crushing power were enough to end any creature's life. It would coil around its prey and squeeze until the life was squeezed out of them, much like the boa constrictors that still exist today, but on a scale never seen before. The story of the lost village. According to one legend, there was once a thriving village nestled deep in a valley, surrounded by towering peaks and thick forests. The people of this village were known for their wisdom and courage, as they had survived in these harsh lands for centuries. But one year, things began to change. People began to vanish without a trace, and the village's animals disappeared one by one. Strange sounds echoed through the night, like the hissing of a serpent, but no one knew what was causing it. One fateful night, a brave young hunter named Kian set out to uncover the truth. Armed with nothing but his bow and arrow, he ventured into the jungle, determined to find the source of the mysterious disappearances. As he walked deeper into the woods, the air grew thick and oppressive, and the sounds of the jungle faded away. The only thing he could hear was the soft rustling of leaves underfoot. Kian walked for hours, following the faint trail of broken branches and scattered animal bones, until he finally came upon a clearing. In the center of the clearing, he found something he could scarcely believe: a massive serpent, coiled around the trunk of an ancient tree. Its body was so large that it could have easily wrapped around the entire tree several times. Its eyes glowed a menacing yellow, and Kian could feel an overwhelming sense of dread wash over him. Without hesitation, Kian nocked an arrow and fired. But the Titan Serpent was too fast. It struck with terrifying speed, knocking Kian to the ground before he could release another shot. The serpent hissed and circled around him, its massive form blotting out the moonlight. Kian knew he had no chance of defeating it with his bow alone. But then, in the midst of his fear, he remembered the old stories. His grandfather had told him stories of an ancient artifact known as the Heart of the Earth. It was said that this artifact, a glowing stone imbued with the power of the earth itself, could control the forces of nature. If Kian could find the Heart of the Earth and harness its power, he might have a chance to defeat the serpent. The quest for the Heart of the Earth. Kian knew the journey would be perilous, but he had no other choice. With the serpent's eyes fixed on him, he made a desperate run toward the mountains. He climbed the steep cliffs and crossed deep ravines, driven by the hope that he could find the artifact and return in time to save his village. Along the way, he encountered dangerous creatures: giant spiders, wild cats, and enormous lizards, each one more fearsome than the last. But his determination kept him going. After days of traveling, Kian finally reached the temple where the Heart of the Earth was said to be hidden. It was an ancient structure, half buried in the mountainside, overgrown with vines and moss. Inside, the temple was dark and silent, save for the distant sound of dripping water. The air felt thick with power as Kian made his way through the narrow corridors, following the glow that seemed to emanate from the heart of the temple. At the center of the temple, atop a stone pedestal, lay the Heart of the Earth. It was a gemstone of extraordinary beauty, its deep green surface shimmering with an otherworldly light. As Kian reached out to touch it, a surge of energy coursed through his body. He could feel the power of the earth flowing into him, giving him strength and clarity. He knew, in that moment, that he had the power to defeat the Titan Serpent. The final confrontation. Kian made his way back to the clearing, the Heart of the Earth pulsing with energy in his hand. As he arrived, the Titan Serpent was still there, coiled and waiting. The creature let out a deep, guttural hiss as it saw Kian approach, its eyes glowing even brighter than before. With a shout, Kian held the Heart of the Earth high above his head. The ground trembled, and the very air seemed to crackle with power. The serpent lunged at him, but this time, Kian was ready. He thrust the Heart of the Earth toward the serpent, and in that instant, a wave of energy surged from the gemstone, wrapping around the Titan Serpent like a shackle. The serpent struggled, but the more it fought, the weaker it became. The power of the Heart of the Earth was too great. With one final, earth-shaking roar, the Titan Serpent fell to the ground. Defeated, Kian returned to his village as a hero, carrying the heart of the earth with him. The villagers celebrated his victory, but Kian knew that the power he had used was not something to be taken lightly. He returned the heart of the earth to its temple, ensuring that it would never again be used for destructive purposes. And as for the Titan Serpent, its legend lived on. Some say that the creature still slumbers deep beneath the earth, waiting for the day when it will rise again. But for now, the land was saved thanks to the bravery of one young hunter, who faced a terror unlike any other, and triumphed.